Hey, you ever tried smiling? It's free.
What?
Sorry, I just wanted to see what it was like to be a God-fearing man for a second. Yuck! Anyway, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Yeah, I know. Is it 'cause you're...
Fine. I'm fine.
Okay, well, are you taking care of your body?
No.
Are you in any way stimulating your mind?
No.
Does everything feel a little meaningless?
I send a search party out for the point because I can't find it.
Are you hiding?
I'm consciously unavailable.
And you're not really telling anyone because you don't want to bother them, and you're kind of ashamed because you can't just snap out of it because...
It's not that bad. But sometimes it feels bad.
It's okay, you're just a LBD.
LeVar Burton dick.
A little bit depressed.
A little bit depressed.
A little bit depressed.
That makes more sense.
Yes, it does. But hey, you're not alone. Turns out a lot of people are a little bit depressed.
Really?
Clearly.
Jeez.
Well, there's degrees.
How?
Cortisol.
But how to get...
Internet.
What are you doing?
Tension brewing.
Knock it off.
Off.
I'm serious.
Nice to meet you, Sirius. I'm Grace. You just have to break up the pattern a little bit.
Okay.
Anyway, just dropping by to say you're a LBD and you're not alone.
Thanks.
Except when you enter the darkest corners of your psychic shadows, then there's no one but you.
What?
I'm just joshing. Or am I?
I don't know.
Me either.
Okay.
Butterfly in the sky. I'm gonna get twice as high. Today we're going to talk about depression, but we're going to make it cute and fun. Last week I had mentioned that I was in a bit of a funk.
I've just been in a funk, and it just like infects all of your thoughts until all you're thinking about is how you can't think about anything, and
I felt like I was kind of having like a depressive moment in time, which I am familiar with, and it was really nice to share that with you and to see that a lot of people are going through or have gone through something similar. I mentioned that I was gonna maybe talk about it this week, and we're talking about it this week. First of all, some caveats. So this is meant to be a lighthearted conversation about depression, which I know is a very serious mood disorder, but talking about it in a variety of ways I think is incredibly helpful. I know from my own personal experience. And that's what I'm gonna be speaking to, my own personal experience. I am not a therapist. Yeah, I did go to a graduate program for depth psychology and creativity, but that by no means gives me any sort of license, literally or metaphorically, to speak in any professional sense about depression. I can only speak from my own personal experience, my own personal Googlings, my own personal light and limited research. I am not a mental health professional. I am simply a girl that likes to laugh and then sometimes feels that everything is completely meaningless. Many things can be true at once. This is just meant to be a conversation starter and to facilitate a safe space where we can all share about this silly shit, because it is shitty and it is silly. And I'm kind of coming out of a couple weeks of feeling off, so I think I'm more able to approach this with a lighthearted lens. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, that might have been different. For me, talking about it is one of the most helpful things. A few months ago, John Green put out a video talking about his struggle with depression.
I have not been doing that great. Now, it's hard for me to know where circumstances end and depression begins.
He then took time offline and then came back and talked about the things that had helped him.
But I found that once I asked for help, my other communities also really encouraged and supported me.
I encourage you to watch those videos because I watched them and I just went, yeah, damn it, you done it again, John. You've shown me a piece of myself by revealing a piece of yourself. God damn. Let's just start talking. So I've dealt with depression and anxiety, I don't know, since as long as I can remember. And one of the biggest things I continue to learn about my own relationship with depression is that by naming it, claiming it, and talking about it, it helps take the weight out of it. I'll often convince myself that I don't feel that bad, even though I suddenly have no motivation to do anything. I feel ashamed. Then I start hiding from people and responsibilities. I did a video about shame a few months ago, and this is definitely tied into and connected to that because it's a slippery slope. I start to feel bad. I start to deny that I feel bad. I feel worse. I deny that I feel anything. And then I don't want to bother anyone with how I'm feeling. I can't think myself out of it. And I can't fast forward to the time when it's over. And then when I talk about it, it's like this balloon inside of me that's filling with so much pressure suddenly gets the air released. And every time I'm shocked, I think there is this sense of embarrassment that is associated with the fact that you can't sometimes even explain the way you're feeling to other people. It can happen at times when you feel like on paper everything is going well. Things are good. I'm healthy. My family's healthy. I'm out in the world. I'm doing things. But for me, I have this bullshit inner critic character that has been with me forever. That really puts a lot of pressure on me to have things figured out faster than I am ready to figure things out. We're just trying to shine light on dark shit, like wearing a headlamp into a porta potty while you're camping and accidentally looking down. That's some shit. And in that darkness, I tend to feel extremely alone. I'm the only one feeling this way, and that's just simply not true. From Forbes, about 21 million adults in the US have experienced a major depressive episode. If you haven't tried it yet, you should, because it's trendy. Seasonal depression, y'all. It's time for pumpkin spice lattes and Zoloft. This isn't just me going, I get depressed, listen to me. No, let's talk about what works. Let's talk about solutions. Everyone's experience with it is very unique, and everyone's treatment of it is very unique. Talk therapy and medication are great things. All of the cliches work. The bullshit pop psychology that you see circulated on Instagram and TikTok, it does work. And sometimes I do it, but sometimes I don't, because my brain in those bad periods prefers the familiar hell of feeling like shit over the unfamiliar heaven of trying to shake up my routine. Here's what does work for me and has worked for me in the last couple weeks. Reminding myself that this is not going to last forever. I feel my feelings very intensely, and with that, I can trick myself into thinking that this is how I'm going to be for the rest of my life. So if you're in the middle of a depressive episode, it's not going to last forever. Naming it, acknowledging it, this is what I am feeling, versus pushing it down and trying to cover it with bad coping skills. It's like if you have a blister, you deny that you have a blister and you keep wearing shoes that hurt your feet, versus going, oh, I have a blister, let me put a band-aid on this and get a different pair of shoes. Oh, I feel depressed, I'm gonna give myself some grace and I'm gonna sit on the couch and let myself just have a day where I can just chill and feel this way. Journaling, the most cliche thing, does make a difference. When it's up here, it just molds over your brain. Connecting with someone, talking to literally anyone, doing something slightly different. I went for a run outside versus running on a treadmill. That was honestly like enough for me to be like, look at you, bold girl, look at her go, making something, whether that's content or dinner or just my bed. When I make something, I feel better. And it doesn't even have to be something I share. And then I just give myself permission to rot responsibly. Like you're your own crock pot meal. Throw yourself and your onions in a tub for a few hours, and then by dinner time, you're gonna be delicious. Okay, that's all. This was meant to be a very short conversation, but I think I've rambled a little bit. Again, a very simplified conversation on a very complex topic, and I'm sure I'm gonna think of 12,000 things that I want to share after I edit this, but for now, this is the start of this conversation. Let me know what your experience is and what works for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you when I see you. I don't know.